Let's go to Charles in Cumberland, Maryland. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir, and thanks for giving me a moment
Sure.
to say what I have to say here. Number one, I want to say that one thing haven't heard yet from these Republican callers, and that's what they are, Republican callers. I haven't heard, and that's also the strong Christian evangelical right over there as well. What you haven't heard from any of these callers saying is this: that we should keep our integrity and keep our word and apply the same standards that were applied under the Obama administration, that we should stand up as good Christian, Republican, honest, truthworthy standard bearers of our party and say that let's do what our leadership in the Senate did when President Obama had a chance to elect a nominee. But they won't, because these are the same scumbags who are walking around this country not wearing masks, killing Americans at 200,000 because they're so stuck on their white privilege that they have a right to circumvent the laws while the rest of America has to suffer under these draconian laws that are killing black men and women in the streets every day. So the Republican Party is just doing one more thing in the open to drive good, honest people out of that party, and they're destroying their party, and God bless them. They're a bunch of idiots.
Charles, thank you for the call. And this is from David, a text message. He lives in Potomac Falls, Virginia. He says, making the pick now after what happened to Obama is a travesty. You can kiss Roe v. Wade goodbye. Women should be concerned. And if you think Citizens United was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. This is the third very conservative justice in 4 years. For Trump, got to be some kind of record. And Senator Kamala Harris, who is, of course, the VP nominee, tweeting the following: Justice Ginsburg was a titan, a relentless defender of justice and a legal mind for the ages. The stakes of this election could not be higher, says Senator Harris. Millions of Americans are counting on us to win and protect the Supreme Court for their health, for their families, and for their rights. Morris is next from San Diego, California. Good morning. This year or next year, Morris, what should happen?
Oh, this year for sure. I get a kick out of these self-righteous Democrats that call in and pretend that the circumstances are exactly the same as they were 4 years ago, but they're not exactly the same. I have heard it mentioned this morning, but there was a Democrat president in the Oval Office 4 years ago when that happened. So that's why they didn't let Garland get a hearing. But, somebody did predict that this was going to happen, and he predicted it, I don't know, maybe 12 years ago or so, when he said, the chickens are coming home to roost. His name was Pastor Jeremiah Wright. Remember him? I can't get over how just truly wonderful this situation is. Welcome, Democrats, to the next 50 years of Republican rule in the Supreme Court. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Janice is joining us next from Severn, Maryland. Good morning. Welcome to the conversation. This year, next year, what should happen?
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. I have 3 points.
Okay.
My first point is that if and when a Democrat is elected to the presidency and the Democrats control the Senate, there is absolutely nothing in the Constitution that says that a Democratic president can't elect more judges nominate more judges to the Supreme Court. There is no in the Constitution, no number of how many Supreme Court justices can be on the court. That's the first thing. So if the Democrats have a problem, and I'm not a Democrat, but I have a problem with this as well, what Trump and the Republicans are doing, then the president can elect more judges. That's one. But I don't think they will do that because, to me, I've noticed and I've watched over the years that the Democrats really don't know how to fight. They talk a lot, they say a lot of things, but they don't back it up. I mean, we have been clear for many years that this is how Mitch McConnell does things. How many federal judges have been put on the bench since Trump has been elected? Over what are we at now? Over 220? I mean, it was always about the courts. And my last point is in 2016, there were a lot of people crying, calling up on the Washington Journal saying that they were not going to vote for Hillary Clinton. A lot of people stayed at home. Why did you do that? Now do you see how important the court is? Get off your butt and go and vote in person. Don't leave it up to absentee voting because they can invalidate your absentee voting very easily, your vote, by saying, oh, the signature doesn't match. There's a little loop that's not the same as when you sign for your driver's license. Thank you.
Thank you for the call.